What's up guys, it's me, Emily G, back at you again with another video. Today I have an interesting topic for you, but before we get into it, let me take care of a little housekeeping. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much, again, for 250 subscribers, but also thanks so much for all the love of my last video. I think it was the one about Colleen's show being canceled, which I then did a rebuttal video where it wasn't canceled. One of those did really well, one did pretty good, but I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm super happy that you guys like the videos. So let me know, I'm gonna keep trying to make them good for you. And like I said in the last video, I will be looking to improve the audio and visual quality. So stick around with me. I've got a mic on the way, and if there's anything else you want to suggest, I will try to do it, so let me know. Last time I had my background here, my book in the background, and right now we have like a little coffee cup, or like coffee jar, but I was looking for my wallet for maybe 4 hours the other day because I couldn't find it, and I had used my wallet to prop up the book. So I will not be putting anything important behind this behind this book anymore, because I keep forgetting that it's there after I'm done filming, and then I look at it forever. So yeah, basically I had a long day at work today, and I don't know, I just need to decompress, and we have a lot to talk about today specifically. But first I want to start off with our not breaking news so much, but kind of breaking news, which is, you guys can't see me putting in my password, can you? Anyways, which is none other than what came out on Popcrave, of all people, on Twitter, of all pages people, which was GlamBOT director Cole Walliser, I think is how you say it, is under fire for his responses to a possible customer inquiring about the camera for a wedding. Walliser reportedly doubted the woman's ability to pay for his services. Story to me, because if you're like me and you scroll on Instagram and TikTok and all the other places, whether it's before bed or when you're doing your business, or when you're on break at work or whatever, like I always come across his videos. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy with the, I'll give it to him when tens are due, beautiful long curly locks. Love that man's hair. But yeah, anyways, I'm distracted by the hair. He's the guy who goes around at the, I guess the Oscars and other red carpet events and things. He's got that big camera and he'll say something like, oh my gosh, like Cynthia, Ariana, you both look so beautiful tonight. Like, how's the dress? Can we do a certain movement with it? Perfect. Okay. Like, I've got the camera here. It's going to come down from the left. I'm like really doing this. It's going to come down from the left. Cameraman, let's give her like a high push, low tilt or whatever. And then he goes 3, 2, 1, and the camera comes down, and I don't know what kind of camera it is. It is a very expensive looking camera, obviously. It's on some sort of gyroscopic motion, whatever, some big rig that's all set up. And basically the camera shoots so many frames a second and it moves so fast, and the stars hit their poses, and then it makes these little short videos afterwards where it looks like they're posing in slow-mo, and they look so gorgeous. And you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Thank you. Even though you're not here to answer, thank you. I know you know what I'm talking about. They're great videos, granted, right? Like, most of them. There have been some flops, and that's okay. But what came out about this guy Cole, which I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, so I'm just gonna call him Cole. We're on a first name basis here on this page. I don't know, Popcrave had leaked like all of these emails between him and a potential client. Now this potential client, I guess, is also like a fairly public figure. Her name's Yanisa, I think it is. Sorry, give me a second. We're working off book here. Her name's Yanisa, or I'm sorry, not Yanisa. I was like so sure about that. Her name is Yinka. Yinka, I'm not gonna say her last name just for the purpose of, I don't know. Like if it's out there. But her name is Yinka, and basically looking on this email chain, it looks like all of this email chain had taken place in March of 2019, which what a wild time to be alive. That was the beginning of the pandemic, before everything really hit the ceiling fan, and it was a bit of a mess, right? Little did Miss Yinka know here, she was trying to book this COVID wedding GlamBOT. That's what they call it, the GlamBOT. But so she found his email, and I want to put like screen stills from the, what do you call it? Somebody, I'm guessing Yinka, took a video screen recording her sliding through the emails, and I want to put some of the screen stills on there. But it says, the first email she said, and I want to go through this and just like analyze what's kind of happening and like how I would feel on both ends of either in Yinka's shoes or in Cole's shoes. And like, I feel like we should go into this with an open perspective, because I do want to like Cole. I think he does his job very well, and he always seems so smiley and nice at all of these events. And like, I love the videos, right? Like, he does great work, right? And he seems so nice, so he couldn't be mean. But let's just get started. She opens up and she says, "Hi, are you / the GlamBOT available for private events such as a wedding? I'd love to have mine, September 20th and 22nd. Please let me know your availability and rates. Thanks, my name," right? Right off the bat, she gives us 2 dates for the wedding. She says, "I'd love to have you at mine," right? September 20th and September 22nd. Mine, plural, not my wedding. 22nd and 20th. So unless one of these is a rehearsal dinner, which typically would be the night before, I guess, right? I mean, this is in American culture. I don't know how it is for other cultures. It sounds to me like there's multiple events, weddings here, right? And that's 2 days, not one. That's twice as much revenue as you'd make just booking for the one, obviously. So it sounds to me like there's a big event happening. So Cole responds, and he goes, "Hi Yinka, thanks for reaching out. Just so you're aware, the GlamBOT is a camera system and personnel used by a network television station for one of the biggest red carpets of the year. It is not cheap. If you feel like something like this might be within your budget range, then I am happy to discuss further. Thanks, Cole," last name. And I read that exactly as it is. There is like a little grammatical thing, but I pushed through it. I was so brave. And I don't know. I guess I understand where he's coming from. Like, hey, like, maybe it's likely that he's had people ask him in the past and they were so shocked by it, because some people don't want to put down money, which I understand personally, completely. Some people probably would think that it's much cheaper than it is, because camera gear is surprisingly super, super expensive. And if you haven't worked with any of it before, then you may be very shocked to know that, it's tech plus, it's very expensive, right? And it takes a lot of talent to work, which is why you can't have anybody do it. And so I understand why he might be like, heads up, like, it is a little expensive, but if you want to move forward, let me know. Because clearly some people like might not know that. I get where he's coming from. I think that was a fine, appropriate thing to say, but let's see how it continues, right? She responds, "Hi Cole, yeah, it's something in my budget," and then like a little smiley face emoji, that's queen shit. Thanks. And then here's where we take a turn. Why he chose to answer like this, I don't know. I wish I could see what time these emails were, because I'm like, this has to be at like 3 a.m. on a Friday night when he's like 4 wine bottles in. Like, maybe that would help us understand where the behavior is coming out of left field suddenly. But like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm biased in this situation. I've made up my mind. I'm trying to be like, oh, maybe he was thinking this. Girl, I don't know what he was thinking here, because most of us have done customer service. Why would you? Let's read it. Let's read it. So he doesn't do a sign-on, which I guess people in these younger generations don't care about. I always do a sign-on like, "Hi so-and-so," or "Hey again," or, "Hey, how are you?" Like, you say hello blank. He didn't do that. This might be more casual. That's fine. Whatever. I will leave that aside. That aside, he goes, "Copy, period." I don't see how you could be, since I didn't say how much it was, and could be between $10,000 and $1 million. Cole last name. No, like, thanks. No, it was just like very accusatory. Am I wrong? Look at this. Look, wherever I put it, look at this. That's crazy to say that to, I mean, maybe I'm hyping this up too much. I don't think I am, though. I don't think I am. I thought it was so out of left field. It was so rude. And, you know, on both sides of the aisle, the spectrum, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, if we're saying ballpark 10,000, a million's obviously the higher end of that. People have money for weddings, right? Like, people put their life savings into this, which isn't to say that $10,000 would be practical for most people, right? Like, that's a lot of money. But there are people out there who can afford that. And so to say, like, you know, like, this is the range, totally out of your ballpark, it just reads as so accusatory, so like, I'm higher than you. And so I don't know, right? It's just such a terrible taste in my mouth. Now, she of course responds with like all the grace, and she says, she also didn't do a header, whatever, we're leaving the formalities behind. She goes, yeah, I just assumed it was very pricey since it's featured at the Oscars. So what are the steps to book? Would you be the person that comes, or do you just work with them for red carpets? What's the rundown? Sent from my iPhone, queen. And then he goes back again. I hope I'm not out of order here. I'm in order here. Since it was featured at the Oscars. And then Cole replies, it's a crew of about 15 people, plus network setups, rehearsals, gear drop-off, camera rental, lighting rental, insurance, permits, etc., etc., etc. Cole last name. And at this point in the email, I just feel like she has said so much, like, yeah, I want the camera, just tell me how to get started, right? Like, they talked about the price already. She said, yeah, I'm interested. So, you know, like, where do we start from here? It's not like, I don't know. It's not like she's interviewing the guy. She clearly wants to get this booking process started. How hard is it to send a URL, my guy? Like, come on. And so he says, well, you should know. It's a whole crew of people. We have all of this stuff to do. Like, okay, so send me the information of booking. And if I read through the fine print and I don't like it, then I won't book, right? How hard is it to find a URL? I don't understand. Maybe he keeps it private because he doesn't want everybody handing it out. But like, clearly you've gone back and forth with this kind woman and she's very clearly interested in booking it. Maybe I'm just so naive and like, he's like a little mistrusting, which, I mean, you work with celebrities, right? Like, people want to talk to you, I guess. I get that. I don't really get that, but I can understand that. It's just like, you as like a business, as a professional, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Even if you're thinking something very rude inside your head, right? Grit and bear it and just say, sure, yeah, like, here's the URL, like, of course, you know. So she replies again, which, girl, you would not see me replying at this point. At this point, I'd be like, you know what, you're a jerk. She goes, so where would I begin? Through, and a little mistype, through you, or is there a website? Perfectly reasonable. I wonder how she found his email too. That's interesting to me. And he replies, out of the blue again. And again, I really wonder what time it was. Like, is this the middle of the night? Are you like fighting with someone in between while you're typing these angry emails? Like, he goes, okay, it's $300,000 and I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear. And once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started? Which, maybe it's just the way I read that, right? Let me try to read it nicer. Okay, it's $300,000. I'll take a 10% deposit to secure the gear. And once I have the deposit, I can do a contract. Ready to get started. Even if you read that in the nicest way possible, she has so clearly said, yeah, like, money's really not an object here. Like, let's do it. Let's just get started. Just give me the contract. I guess I can try to understand from his perspective. Maybe these contracts are like very custom where he sets it up per person and, you know, maybe he doesn't do weddings a lot. And so it's got to be something that he's typing up from scratch completely or having someone else type up, right? Like, So I get it, like maybe you don't want to do all the work if you really do think it's a prank or some kind of thing, but I don't know, just like be a little nicer about it, you know, or take a call with her, or set something else up before you do the work to put in a contract for something you're not sure is going to happen. I don't know. It just feels icky to me. She goes, thanks, cool, I'll reach out by Monday. And then he replies again, which, hey, thanks for all your info, like, I'll reach out. That should have been it. Let me tell you something. Or like a, hey, perfect, I look forward to hearing from you, right? Like, you don't need anything more than that. I feel like I have very good customer service skills. I know I can be tough sometimes, like, on like, we need some order in the office, some order in the store, some order in the restaurant, like, but like, when it comes to the customers, right? Like, if they're, now, when it comes to safety and like people being mean to like other people at my work, I'm like, let me at them. But as far as people being like a little tough or not understanding something, I'm like, I feel like I'm very forgiving and very like, you know, like service with a smile, you know, like, but I'm just like, why in the world? I don't understand how you could be this bad at customer service where you then feel the need to follow up with this. He goes, and this is after she said, thanks, I'll follow up by Monday. Quote, if you wanted to know how much it costs, you just needed to ask. You don't need to pretend that you're going to book it. I don't even know that I can add commentary onto that. So I won't. I don't even know that I can add commentary onto that. She replies, I did. ... That's why I asked. I want to book it? I guess I read that kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Anything with like question marks at the end that's clearly not a question. No offense. I can't figure out how to read it aloud. But she goes like, I did. That's why I asked. I wanted to book it. And from there, we don't see any more emails. I am curious to see if there was any more. It's very possible that there was, but also super reasonable that there wasn't. So let's please be reasonable. Yinka babe, you're better than me because you would not have seen me after like email number 1 where it was like, are you sure it's in your budget? I'd be like, you know what? You're right. I can spend my money elsewhere. I will build a camera from scratch. Thank you. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Such an icky taste in my mouth. Now, we find in the comments, a lot of people have been saying, and like, please fact check me because, you know, I wasn't able to personally verify this with Miss Genka here, but she very clearly had a budget. It looks like, and I'll put some photos on screen only because, again, like, they are public, they're out there. She is a fairly, you know, like, I'd still say probably private figure, but like, her stuff is public, the photos are public, it's out there, right? So I'll put the photos on screen, but they are gorgeous photos. They're from the wedding. She had 3 different weddings is what I'm hearing, with three different outfit changes. Everyone looked beautiful. The background looked beautiful, right? Like, oh, like clearly they had a budget. You as a business, again, like Mr. Cole, if I can talk to you one-on-one here, you as a business are supposed to want business. So why are you driving away your clientele by insulting them and saying, hey, like, it's really expensive, I bet you don't have that? Girl, why would she waste her time? What makes her time any less valuable than yours? Are you really so like on edge that you think everybody's out to attack you? I'm like, listen, maybe that's me being like super naive and nice, but I'm like, her time is also valuable. She wouldn't have wasted all that time in an email chain. And I really don't want to take it to that place, but I have seen a few people online say something along the lines of like, you know, well, if she was white, he would never have like questioned her, you know, her monetary stance, right? Or how much money she has, right? And I like did a little more looking, and it turns out in those email chains, you can see like a little icon. I believe she's an Indian woman, and, you know, so she's not white, right? And like people are like, of course, like people are saying, you know, she doesn't have money because she's brown, because I'm like, I am not a beautiful Indian woman. But I do wonder if that's like part of the discussion. I of course can't say that. I am not personally saying that, but I'm saying the discussion is online. People are starting to say that. So like, listen, Cole, this came out, you had this email exchange in 2019, but like, are you gonna say something? Like, it's starting to look bad. People are calling you racist. People are saying you're an egotistical jerk, which I would not disagree with them. There's a lot going on, which is so fascinating too, because this story had just come out about 2 or 3 days ago, I think, maybe even a day ago. But the Oscars, maybe not the Oscars, something has recently happened. Maybe it wasn't the Oscars, maybe it was like the Golden Globes. There was some major award ceremony, and now all those GlamBOT videos are trickling in. So there was just some sort of big ceremony that the GlamBOT was at. And so I find it like almost kinder timing, because had Ginka or whoever leaked these emails with Cole and like the GlamBOT team, then it's like, if that had been leaked before the big ceremony, I don't know, we would have either not seen the GlamBOT there and then everyone would have been asking, or we would see them there and like a lot of people not go over. I heard something on the news, not the news, like the news. I heard something online, oh my god, pardon me, I'm so sorry. I heard something online that said J-Lo always disliked Cole. Girl, I barely know who J-Lo is. It's no shade on her at all. I absolutely live under a rock. Frankly, I'm surprised I knew who this guy was. But she's she is a big celebrity, one of the bigger ones, apparently. And I don't know, apparently she had always been beefing with him because she never liked him and always had a feeling he was kind of a jerk. And it's like, well, all right, J-Lo, I guess you were right. Like, I don't know. So, Cole, you gotta clear some stuff up. I know that you normally work around celebrities, but like, guess who's on the front page? Guess who's gotta do some PR, you know? Like, I don't know, I gotta wonder. As the face of a company, you gotta be a little more media trained here, my guy. Or just like not a jerk, to be honest, because those emails were rude and her pictures look beautiful. But that's about all I have to say on the matter. I'm just shocked, and I wanted to bring it to your attention because I watch those GlamBOT videos all the time. I feel like you guys probably have come across them. And I don't know. I wanted a GlamBOT video, but like, I don't want to be bullied by them, by the team, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's all I wanted to talk about right now. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, let me know what other topics you guys want me to cover in the future. And let me know if you find something following up on this. I'll try to keep an eye out. But until then, it's been fabulous. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the share button. And I was going to say do something chaotic. I don't know. Go call your local representatives. Anyways, see you in the next one. Bye.